Hi, I'm Sugar, and you're watching Cooking with Sugar TV. Today I'm going to make a beautiful chocolate cheesecake. It's perfect for Valentine's Day, it's perfect for any holiday or a special occasion, really perfect for any time. If you like chocolate and you like cheesecake, you're going to absolutely love this dessert. And it's super simple to make. If you've never made a cheesecake, I promise you, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do, and you can do this at home. So let's get in the kitchen and let's get cooking. The ingredients you're going to need for this recipe are cream cheese, butter, sugar, chocolate, eggs, flour, instant coffee, vanilla, and Oreo cookies. I start by grinding up the cookies in my blender till I get a nice fine crumb. And you might want to pulse it 1 or 2 times. And once I get it to a fine enough crumb, like you can see here, I'm going to mix it with the butter. You see that? That's what you need. Now I mix it up with the melted butter until it all starts to stick together. So you're going to mix it a couple times, and then that's going to get put into the spring-form pan that I'm going to spray with some cooking spray. I also like to line the pan with some tin foil on the bottom so that if anything leaks out, it won't make a mess. Now once I add the crumbs, I like to tamp it down with a measuring cup. It just helps you spread it out. You want to put a little bit up onto the sides, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And then that's going to get baked in the oven for about 10 minutes. Now I'm ready to melt the chocolate with the coffee powder. Once it's melted, I'm going to stir it up and set it aside so it cools slightly while we mix the cheesecake filling. Now my cream cheese has been brought to room temperature, and I'm going to add that sugar and the vanilla and start to mix it. And in the beginning, it's still pretty firm, so you're going to want to mix it, push it down with the spatula, mix it again. It's going to take a couple of times before you get a nice creamy consistency. Once you feel like the cream cheese is mixed well enough with the sugar and it has a nice creamy consistency, you're then going to want to add the chocolate. So you're going to want to incorporate all that chocolate into the cream cheese mixture. And it's going to take a couple of times beating it, scraping it down to make sure that you don't have any white streaks left and you get that beautiful chocolate color. In between mixing, you're going to want to scrape it down, and it won't take very long, maybe a minute or 2 to get it all incorporated. And then you'll be ready to add your eggs. I like to put the eggs one at a time, and I also like to put them in a measuring cup because that allows me to be able to mix the eggs one at a time, scraping it down, then add another egg. It just gives me better control when I'm cooking. And you'll notice that once you start adding the eggs, the consistency will become a lot creamier. So it'll be much easier to manage scraping it and incorporating the chocolate in with the cream cheese. And once you get all the eggs in there, you're going to then want to add your flour. After you add the flour, you're going to want to mix it 1 or 2 more times, and then it will be ready to pour into the springform pan. Now you see how beautiful that looks? That's ready. Now we're going to pour it into the pan. Spread it out all evenly. And I like to give it a little swirl on the top, just so it looks pretty. And then it'll be ready to bake in the oven. And it's going to bake for about an hour. After it's baking for about an hour, you're going to notice that the center is still jiggly. And you're going to want that to jiggle because the cheesecake will continue to cook after you take it out. So now you're going to just let the cheesecake cool. I like to leave it on the counter for about an hour to 2 hours before I then cover it with tin foil, leaving it in the springform pan and placing it in the refrigerator overnight. So my cheesecake was in the refrigerator all night. I kept it covered, and I like to keep it in the springform pan so it protects it. And now I'm going to show you a little trick about how to get the cheesecake out of the pan. This just makes it really easy. Get rid of this tin foil. And you're just going to take a can, just a large can like that, rest it on top here, and then you see that little clip. You unclip that, and I'm just going to run this knife around here, making sure that nothing is sticking before I take this off. And I think we're okay. But remember, we're making a homemade dessert, so it's never going to be perfect. And then we're just going to open that. And there we go. There's our beautiful chocolate cheesecake. And can you see how pretty the crust looks on the bottom? And then I have a pretty plate right here for it. Get rid of that. Let's see this. And that looks amazing. Now let me show you how to top it with a cute little strawberry. Now, a really simple way to decorate your cheesecake is to just put a single strawberry in the middle. And what I like to do is I just like to slice a couple of little slits down a pretty little berry. Just find one that's real pretty. And you just cut those little slits with a paring knife, and then you're going to fan it out like that. And you're just going to press down until that little berry fans out and looks beautiful. And now that is going to go right on top. Oh, don't want to lose that. Of my beautiful cheesecake. You see that? Now, how gorgeous does that look? And now you want to just get a big sharp knife. And the first slice is usually the hardest because you have to just get that first piece out of there. And this recipe is a great recipe. I mean, I've made it a bunch of times, and I honestly think it's the best combination of the chocolate, with the cream. So it's not too rich. It has just enough chocolate flavor. Now, can you see how beautiful that came right out? And I'm going to plate this. And I made some homemade whipped cream. And if you want that recipe, you can find that on my website. And it's super simple to make. And this is what I'm going to top that with. Some of that homemade whipped cream. And then some chocolate syrup. Just some ice cream syrup. I'm going to get my pretty little strawberry there. And look at that. I mean, just imagine you're making that dessert for a family party, for Valentine's Day, for anything. So let's taste it. And this is my husband's favorite, so he's gonna go crazy and have a party with this. I'm gonna get some of that whipped cream. Mmm. Oh, it's so delicious. That cookie crust has a nice sweetness, and you taste the tartness of the cheesecake with that rich chocolate flavor, and that little bit of coffee in there gives the chocolate an extra kick. And then I'm telling you, you top this with homemade whipped cream, and you're gonna be a superstar. So for more recipes like this, be sure to log on to my website at cookingwithsugar.com and make sure you like me, share me, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. That's so stupid. Okay, some of you out there probably never had chocolate cheesecake.
I'm going to show you something that you have never seen.
You're gonna see this. What is that? How's my sweater? Do I have shadows because of the rain? All wrinkled up with the microphone so you can't see all my wrinkles. Shut off the camera! Come on now, you're making me cry. We didn't even start. Can you see my lipstick? Put the umbrella down a little, so I can't even look at it. I'm gonna have a seizure.
Oh, because you can see the